Hello, my name is Larry Singer. I appreciate being given this opportunity to show you the tool that I would like to request to see if there's any way that Rancho could help me in developing these so that they could serve the wider disability community. Right now, I'm pretty much the only one that has them. And I think that they are a revolutionary idea that could potentially help thousands, hundreds of thousands, hundreds, tens people with disabilities, people with little to no hand use to communicate and function many activities of daily living. I've been using them for pretty much all of the 25 years that I have been quadriplegic. Now, mind you, they've been in different incarnations, and I have continually evolved them to the point that they are these. Let me hold this up so you can see it. This is the bottom. This is the top. There's a couple lift the dots right there. I'm sure that you know what they are if you're familiar with orthotics. Plastizote foam. The pegs with, let me get in this way so you can see it. Pegs riveted in there. It's got the thumb guard there. The stick that extends out like a digit. And then the secret sauce, what I call a secret sauce because no other product out there on the market that I'm aware of has this, which is the tips. You can see the tips. You can see the little kind of black, light black. It's actually covered up with ripstop material, which I probably plan on changing that one around, but right now it's ripstop, which seems to last for about 4 or 5 days. I like to find more durable material, but these allow a person to utilize touch devices such as an iPhone or an iPad or a computer touchpad. When the person has hands that are like this. These are my hands. Fingers don't work, completely don't work. And so what I just found over time, being a quadriplegic, is that these hands are not functional because I can't do things with them, and I continually have to ask help with putting them on with just these 2 digits. I am fully capable of getting through my day by myself, not needing help. And I will show you me partaking in a couple activities that I use these for. I won't be able to show you everything, but you can just kind of understand things like I don't have an elevator here, but pushing an elevator button, pushing the crosswalk button that are real kind of recessed and hard to get to, working the remote control for my van, all sorts of things that you could just extrapolate what one could use these for, because these are my fingers. And so, that said, I have actually recorded stuff over time, so you'll see some changes in shirts and maybe more hair at one point and less hair at another point. I did some video with the last pair of braces that I had, so rather than refilm, I just decided just to use those. And I will edit this all and put it up on YouTube and show you, and hopefully you'll be able to get a better idea of what these can do and their potential. So with that, one thing is that I'm completely filming this, editing this, taking care of everything, working the camera, working the keyboard, working everything by myself with those fingers that don't work. So that said, let me cut this off, and I will show you some of the things that these braces have opened up the world to me to do. So this is, I can't really show you typing on it. Well, I can show you this way, but I'm using the computer right now to video record this, so I can't show you me typing on that computer. However, before I was injured, I was typing about 70 words a minute, so I really knew the outlay of the keyboard. When I was in rehab, they had me hooked up to, I call it the Pinocchio machine, which was a counterbalance. I counterbalanced my arm going up, going down, going up, going down. So eventually, when I got out of the hospital, of course, it was very important for me to communicate using the computer, using the keyboard, because my inadequate writing skills at that point with my hands. So I got to know the keyboard very well, which I had known previously from my 70 words per minute skill. So basically, I just type away here. I'm going to type to be or not to be. That is the question. I do kind of have to watch the keyboard, although sometimes I found myself kind of not even looking at the keyboard. So, and I do type about, I don't know, 35, 40 words a minute now with a couple mistakes, but thanks to the autocorrects, those mistakes taken care of. One concern of people with disabilities is safety, or at least not being taken advantage of or robbed or having things stolen from them because we cannot protect ourselves. Well, an obvious problem that I had before was asking people to go on my wallet and take my money out or take my credit cards out. So currently what I do is I'm not sure if you can see these. Yeah, you can. I have these cords attached here, my remote controls for my van in the house. And then here is my wallet attached to a lanyard strap. I go into a store, somebody asks me for money, I'm able to go into the wallet, pull out a dollar bill, or whatever it is, and hand it to them. Or, if I need my credit card, and there's my credit card. That's cool. I almost dropped it, but I managed to get it and pull it up. That was an extra little bonus feature. Every now and then I like to get a Power Crunch bar, and as you'll see, it's pretty crypt-proof closure, so instead of having to ask people to do it for me, grab a pair of scissors, which I so in order to open it up, I grab a pair of scissors, which I got from a drawer with my prongs very carefully, didn't run with them, and open up the scissors wide enough. Get it in a good position. Get in there. snap that. Then it gives a little bit of an opening. So I seize the opening. Take that. Open up the scissors more. And let the blade of the scissors cut it open. I don't get enough so that I can get it. And take a bite. All right, now one thing that I have found out in my 25 years as a quadriplegic, and many, if not all, people with disabilities will be able to tell you this, is that not everything that is designed for people with disabilities actually functions well for, shall we say, all people with disabilities. For instance, the ADA required tables at many restaurants have legs that are kind of in the way, and the tabletop gets in the way of the joystick, and just people experiencing all sorts of problems. So, which brings me now to the telephone that is generously offered by your tax dollars from the California Technology Assistance for the Disabled program, CTAP. They gave me the cordless phone. The strap on there I had to repurpose from another medical supply because this didn't have a strap on it, so it wasn't very functional for a person with a disability because they had to get it first. And if they don't have use of their hands, then it's hard to grab. So that solved one problem, and my devices come in handy using that. And then, of course, getting the headset on your head, which most people would probably have to have help if they didn't have use of their hands, but with these I could just very easily open them up and go like that. And then the keypad on here, which is, let me see if I can get that on. It's these kind of buttons. They're kind of small. They require some pressure to be able to use. People with limited hand function, people with limited strength cannot press them. However, with my braces, I'm able to hit that, do that, and move pretty fast doing it. And so there I called this, and I called myself there. So then, slide to answer. There I just answered it, and I don't want to talk to myself, so I end that. So, using devices that are made for people with disabilities that aren't that accessible for disabilities is another great function of my braces. All right, with hands like this, writing is not very easy. They make writing adaptations that people could use to hold a pen, but that's really a lot of extra work. I know some people that have use of their wrist, but they don't have use of their fingers, and they're able to wedge a pen in between their fingers. Well, when I'm wearing these things, rather than taking them off and doing that, I just take a pen, which I conveniently carry on my own pen, so that I don't have to stick my mouth on people's pens. Take it, wedge it between my teeth, stick it between my fingers. There it is. And then I can write. and I just sign my name. And believe it or not, my signature is about as good as it was before I was injured. So here's another one. Great. File it under great product for people with disabilities. However, not for all people with disabilities, because you kind of need some hand function to be able to do it, and therefore these hands without the braces are useless. So I will show you what I'm talking about. Well, let me show you what happened. So I got my phone. I will take my phone and, oops, drop it on the ground. Out of luck, right? Yep, I'm out of luck. It's on the ground. Can't pick it up. I can sort of try with these, but still, I do have tools made available to me that I purchased specifically created for people with disabilities. It's the almost perfect telestick. Sometimes I have to pick up a telestick with a telestick. It has a magnet on there. It has a sticky pad on there that works for about 3 days, and then it loses its stickiness. And then it has this strap, which is the limited hand function strap. However, you still need some hand function to be able to get it on. I've tried, trust me. So, what I do with my braces is, my braces act as my hands. See, I stuck my brace in there, and now I'm kind of holding it like that. So, I will tilt this down a little bit so you can see on the ground what happens. Go back up and hope not to roll over it. You got the magnet thing. Pick it up. Now, you need a second hand usually. Wait. Now I need to raise this. So I got it with that hand. But when you get up to a certain point, you need a second capable hand to grab it. So, reach over this hand, grab it with this stick. I'm good to go. I may communicate once again. This right here is my iPad. And I found that the typing sticks are very effective at using the iPad as well, using the styluses here at the tip. So I'm going to lock the screen so it doesn't keep turning on me, and slide to unlock. Going to move through the screen. Games are completely accessible to me on here, because all you really need are 2 fingers, and I got my 2 fingers right here. So games that were once very difficult to do based on the use or non-use of my hands are very simply just touch and move. So we'll quit out of that one. I can press all the buttons on here, move through, and use the typing. And there, I just typed to be or not to be. That is the question. That fast. So the device is kind of 3 tools in one, although there's probably even more tools in here. I showed you the stylus for the iPad, iPhone devices. Well, then the page turner with and the grippers for on there. And then the typing sticks where I could type. It's also got, I will move closer to show you, it has well, you can't really see, but right there is a utensil holder, a little slit for utensil holder. So, conveniently, I have a fork right here, and I'll take the fork to show you how I do this. Stick it in my mouth, slide it through the utensil holder, and I can now conveniently feed myself. So here's another one. Great. File it under great product for people with disabilities. However, not for all people with disabilities, because you kind of need some hand function to be able to do it, and therefore these hands without the braces are useless. So I will show you what I'm talking about. Well, let me show you what happened. So I got my phone. I will take my phone and, oops, drop it on the ground. Out of luck, right? Yep, I'm out of luck. It's on the ground. Can't pick it up. I can sort of try with these, but still, I do have tools made available to me that I purchased specifically created for people with disabilities. It's the almost perfect telestick. Sometimes I have to pick up a telestick with a telestick. It has a magnet on there. It has a sticky pad on there that works for about 3 days, and then it loses its stickiness. And then it has this strap, which is the limited hand function strap. However, you still need some hand function to be able to get it on. I've tried, trust me. So, what I do with my braces is, my braces act as my hands. See, I stuck my brace in there, and now I'm kind of holding it like that. So, I will tilt this down a little bit so you can see on the ground what happens. Go back up and hope not to roll over it. You got the magnet thing. Pick it up. Now, you need a second hand usually. Wait. Now I need to raise this. So I got it with that hand. But when you get up to a certain point, you need a second capable hand to grab it. So, reach over this hand, grab it with this stick. I'm good to go. I may communicate once again. So here I'm a little hungry, and I got a bag of chips. Without the braces, can't do anything with it. Can't open it. But with the braces, there it is. You do that in public, of course. Inevitably, 2 or 3 people, when they see you struggling, they want to help you. So, if you don't like attention, don't do it in public. Otherwise, enjoy. Wash that chip down. I put it in my mug. Pick up my mug with my braces. And take a swig. So, on my iPhone, which you can see right here, my iPhone, battery's kind of running low, and you're probably aware if you've seen an iPhone, which pretty much everybody has, I've got the lightning adapter on here, which is a really small connector, as opposed to the dock adapter, which used to be a little bit larger. So I have a, not sure if you can see this, can you see? I'll back up a little. This is the lightning adapter cable right here, and just get this set up. Take the lightning adapter. And it's now 27% charged. And it's charging. That was something that before these, I'd have to say, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma'am, could you give me a hand, please? Now I can do it on my own. So another thing I could do, I have my headphones here, my Bluetooth headset. Put that on. And can make a private call. There it is. All right, so I'm going to close this out now. I think I've given you kind of a rough idea of what these braces do, and by all means, the things I showed you are just a fraction of the amount of things that I use these braces for every day. Like I said, they are my hands, and so if you think about all the things you use your hands for during the day, that's what I use these for. So I appreciate you taking a look at this. I would appreciate any ideas you have or any help that you can give me in getting these in the hands, or actually on the hands and arms of people with disabilities everywhere and people with limited hand function. So thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing back from you.